Representative Kresha.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Thank you, Representative Winker, for that impassioned speech. Just a couple of things. 4-year-olds also can't present research. And one of the things that they can't present is the fact that the most disadvantaged and maltreated of those are the ones that we should be focusing on. I know when the bill came off the House floor last session, there was a red vote from your side because of the way the Department of Education was going to handle scholarships. And that was a very poignant remark, because the Department of Education, while I understand where they're at, I understand where Commissioner Casilius is at, believes a universal approach is best for these 4-year-olds. The fact of the matter is, if we don't include parent choice, if we don't target the most maltreated ones, we won't make up the achievement gap. The research is clear. If we don't target the most maltreated ones, the ones that are the poorest, the ones that come from the most difficult homes, we're neglecting them once again. So sure, we can put a universal program together, that's great. And let's just say, hey, join the kids from Sunfish Lake, or just join the kids that are going to go to preschool anyway. But what about the kids that are beaten? What about the kids that are from the poorest, the poorest, the poorest, who those are the ones we have to seek out and find? In Chair Dean's bill, we have a child protection strides that we're going to talk about, where these kids receive a knock on the door. The University of Minnesota MinLink has identified this. When that child receives a knock on the door, they're going to show up in the hardest reaches of the achievement gap. I don't disagree with the universal preschool approach. I don't disagree with the intent behind it. I disagree with the results. I disagree with the fact that once again we're leaving kids behind when we should be targeting. We have the ability to target those in most need. 70% of the kids are reaching kindergarten ready to learn. 30% are not. And we know who those kids are. We absolutely, unequivocally know who those kids are. There is a philosophical difference. Chair Loon, you put a great bill together. Thank you for recognizing this. And I'll work across the aisle, work with anybody to get to those kids first. And we'll have our philosophical differences, but let's get to those kids. Let's get to those ones that just can't raise their hand to say, I want a shot in life. Because we're the adults and we can do that for them. Vote green for this bill.
The lady from Washington, Representative Ward.